Hi there. This week, here are 10 tips for protecting your information and devices. My name is Steve. This is TQA Weekly. You're going to learn how to avoid things such as juice jacking, data loss, identity fraud, and man-in-the-middle attacks. So let's start off with method number 1, starting with your password. The shorter it is, the easier it is it's going to be to crack. You definitely want to make sure you employ upper and lowercase characters, numbers, and special characters. The longer the better, and it better be unique. We are in 2023. We can always use a password manager. But the longer it is, the longer it's going to take to brute force. 8 characters, 12 characters long can be basically brute forced within hours. Not days, not weeks, not months, not years. It's hours, if not minutes. The next step, two-factor authentication. Make sure you're using an application such as Microsoft or Google Authenticator or Authy or anything else like that. Using your cell phone as a text message two-factor authenticator is an extremely bad idea. It is actually marginally worse than email, but both of these are susceptible to man-in-the-middle attacks, so use an authenticator when available. Avoid juice jacking. And juice jacking is whenever you take a USB plug it into the wall, and plug it into your own device. If you are not using your own power brick, just assume that USB port is compromised. It can install data into your phone or apps into your phone. It can also retrieve data from your phone. Now, while Apple and Google have updates that actually do mitigate this, it is always a potential risk. So you've got two options. Use a power-only cable or use your own brick. Number 4, avoid unencrypted hotspots. Don't even bother using them unless you're ready to use a VPN. Don't have a VPN? Don't use a hotspot. Everything that is passing through an unencrypted hotspot is accessible to everybody in the same network. Method 5, do not click links, download files, or open files from suspicious sources. And definitely do not open any of those from people you know if you're not expecting the email in the first place. Always scan all files before you actually open them just to be safe. This is because a lot of people that you do know can have their computer hacked too, and it can inadvertently send you malicious files by accident. So just be aware of that. Number 6, beware of scammers online. There are a lot of scammers out there. Many target individuals like yourself. They may ask you to provide personal information. One of the easiest ways to avoid any issues, and this even counts for phone calls, is that in the event that a person claims to work for a company or a government entity of any kind, request an extension, not the phone number, the extension and a reference number. Then look up on the official website what the phone number would be, use the extension and that reference number. And chances are, if they won't give you an extension or a reference number and try to threaten you, they are fake. Just hang up at that point. Method 7, do not forget to keep your software updated. There are many vulnerabilities that are mitigated simply by doing your updates on time. So we always have that. Number 8, while updating your software, always make sure you always have 3 backups of everything, 2 different kinds of backups, and of course in 2 separate locations. This way, if anything happens to the building that it's in, you don't lose all of your data at the same time. And if you need the backup in the future, having 2 different types of technology protects you from what ends up being just time rolling on and making those backups inaccessible because the technology has changed after a while. Method 9, always encrypt your data, especially any in the cloud, and those portable devices like those drives, laptops, phones, and tablets, encrypt those as well. Because if you lose them or get them stolen, at least if they're encrypted, you will not have any of those data files compromised. And number 10, be mindful on social media. It is definitely possible for others on social media to try to employ techniques to coerce you into unknowingly giving up information about, your location, where you live, and even if you're home at one point or another. Never divulge where you live. Never divulge whether or not you are home, and you definitely want to make sure you don't take pictures anywhere near anything that is of a standard height. Shadows on the ground, the time and date, that's all I need to figure out where you are on the planet. There are math equations for that. So please be mindful and make sure you use privacy settings appropriately. Now, if you like this, like it, dislike it if you didn't, share with those you think benefit from this, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com or go to my website, tqaweekly.com, where you can see the show notes on this episode, past others, find other ways to subscribing. And of course, use the contact form to email me directly. And if you want to see me play video games, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, I play video games, and this is the best place to ask me your questions live. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.